Coventry and Pro Video on the stand side from Video Rocket. They're followed by Strictly Business. Behind Strictly Business comes Tame Affair. They're well past the halfway stage. Pro Video has taken up the running from Tame Affair. These two going on from Video Rocket and Tutbury. Then comes Strictly Business. But as they race down inside the final furlong, and it's Pro Video who's in the lead from, in second place, Tame Affair, then Strictly Business, and finishing strongly on the wide outside is Elegant Port.
First, Provideo, second, Tame Affair, third, Elegant Port.
Provideo 11-4, Brave Bambino a 5-1 chance, and Sergeant Gerard's gone up to 13-2, opened up at 5-1, all five quoted.
Well, as you can see, the runner's beginning to load up. That is Provideo who's going in. If he looks a bit reluctant, you can hardly blame him. This is the 14th time in just about 3.5 months that he's been asked to go in. But he's done wonderfully well, and he's improved each time. His latest race ended in defeat. That was last week at Doncaster. He was only narrowly beaten in a tremendous race with the Coventry Stakes second Star Video. He must be hard to beat. Going in next to him is Lester Piggott on Brave Bambino. He won here and also at Newcastle. Got a bit to find on the form book. Alongside him going in, Bruce Raymond on Harvester King. He ran very well at York 3 weeks ago. And going in last is Sergeant Gerard, a good winner, and third at Royal Ascot. An exciting race in prospect with Sulafa going in, a maiden, but a good maiden at that, placed at Ascot 2. Let's join Rawley Gilbert.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, this is Sulafa, the last to go in. The early favourite just drifted a quarter of a point. But all five in the stalls for the Cock of the North, and away they go. 6 furlongs to travel, and Pro Video is the first out with his usual blinkers, and coming to the end of the first quarter of a furlong, should I say, it's Pro Video from Sulafa on the inside in the blue, then Brave Bambino, followed by Harvester King very close, and last of the 5 at the moment is Sergeant Gerard. Swinging for home now at the end of the first 2 furlongs, and Pro Video is blazing a trail in the lead, followed by Sulafa on the outside of Harvester King, then Sergeant Gerard, and at the moment last of the 5 is Lester Piggott's mount Brave Bambino. Coming now to the halfway point, the 3 furlong pole, and it's still Pro Video from Sulafa, then Harvester King getting closer, then Sergeant Gerard and Brave Bambino being asked for his effort now. Racing down to the final quarter of a mile, Pro Video still has the call from Sulafa, then Harvester King, Brave Bambino on the outside of Sergeant Gerard, just a furlong and a half to run, and it's Pro Video gamely sticking out his neck and trying to resist the challenges from the other 4. Below the distance, Pro Video with Sulafa coming fast now, and he's almost on terms. Pro Video from Sulafa, and here comes Sergeant Gerard. Brave Bambino looks beat, but inside the final 100 yards, Pro Video from Sulafa and Sergeant Gerard close home. It's a photo, very close indeed. Sergeant Gerard, the fastest finisher. Pro Video might just have held on between the 2, and in third place was Sulafa. 4th was Harvester King, and 5th and last was Brave Bambino.
Well, the favourite for the Norfolk Stakes for 2-year-olds was Bronsbury at 11-8 on. And Tony Ives' first task was to get him down to the post without his getting away from him. The last time he ran here at Ascot, he went down far too free. Coming back, he went just a little bit quicker.
And they're away. Bronsbury over towards the left of the picture. Goes straight into the lead from Crayon, Bold Bob, Balroyale towards the right. Crayon and Bold Bob chasing Bronsbury, with Balroyale making good ground now on the inside, on the right of the picture, that is, as we see them. But as they cross the intersection there, you'll note that Bronsbury had a 2-length advantage over Lester Piggott on the right, on Balroyale, who's gone a clear second now ahead of Bold Bob and Crayon. And drifting a little bit towards the left, he is Bronsbury, and he's gone right over to the far rail, to run up the rail, Tony Ives. And he's past the 2 furlong pole. Bronsbury in the lead. Crayon is under pressure. Balroyale getting nowhere now, and in fact has been passed by Bold Bob. They're racing down towards the furlong pole, and it's Bronsbury being chased all the time by Crayon, and Crayon making very definite progress now as they come up towards the line. But it's Bronsbury from Crayon. Crayon still challenging towards the near side. Bronsbury from Crayon. Bronsbury and Crayon as they race towards the line. It's very close indeed. Bronsbury's just won it from Crayon.
Bronsbury the winner, 11-8 on. Crayon second at 4-1. Murray third at 50-1.
Video really on his toes in the number 1 draw. Under orders and off. Pro Video fast away. Lucky Song next to him. On the outside is Lobbit. Coincidental showing good speed in the centre of the course. But after a furlong, it's Pro Video on the rails with Lucky Song, Upsize and Coincidental and Lobbit, and they're going really fast. Pro Video by a length from Lucky Song, Coincidental, Lobbit on the wide outside, and no rebate or trailing at this point. as they pass the 4 furlong marker. Pro Video still by length. Lob it on the outside. Coincidental being ridden along. Lucky Song is lobbing along behind the leader, and Tony Ives really making Pro Video work. Pro Video, Lucky Song, lob it towards the outside. Coincidental and no rebate. 2.5 furlongs to run. Pro Video still. Lob it's the danger now. Lucky Song's in third, and these three are drawing clear as they come towards the 2 furlong marker. Pro Video going smoothly. Lob it on the outside. Lucky Song just dropping out of contention now as they come down to the furlong marker. Tony Ives goes for his whip, but he's in command. Pro Video is in command, and the crowd are rising to him. A terrific cheer goes up. Pro Video drawing away from Lobbit. Lobbit coming back, fighting back, but Pro Video's going to do it. He's going to beat the record. It's number 14 at the line. Pro Video's the winner. Lobbit second. Lucky Song is third. No rebate is
Superpower locked away, and the handler scurries out of the way, and they're racing with Superpower braking quite smartly. In fact, Lem's Peace up there, Tersa showing good speed. Gloriella broke smartly on the outside ahead of Blasted Heat. Honoria Tuny has been left behind in the early stages, but contrary to what we were told, Superpower is well there on the outside with Gloriella on the near side. They're followed in the centre by Heather Seeker. Then comes Tersa. Right over them to Lem's Peace. Just off them Chief's Image. On the inside of Chief's Image is Run to Jenny. Superpower past the 4 furlong marker in the lead from Lem's Peace. And then Heather Seeker going well in the centre. The French filly Tersa right there. Chief's Image towards the far side, moving up now to go second. And it's Superpower the leader from Chief's Image. Run to Jenny. Then Heather Seeker. They're followed by Tersa as they race down now towards the 2 furlong marker. Superpower is the leader, followed in second place by Run to Jenny. Then Heather Seeker. Behind these is Chief's Image, then Honoria. Gloriella behind these comes So Tenderly. Tersa's well and truly beaten, but Superpower's out in front from Run to Jenny and Heather Seeker, and Superpower storming away now 2.5 lengths in front. Run to Jenny running a cracking race in second, then Heather Seeker, Chief's Image, So Tenderly. As they race up towards the line, it's Superpower in front by 3 to 4 lengths, and really winning this in tremendous style. Going to the line, Superpower wins it for Bill Gorman and Walter Swinburne. Second is Run to Jenny. Chief's Image is third, then Heather Seeker, then So Tenderly, Trimmer Rosie, then comes Honoria. Tersa is one of the last to go behind, with only 2 behind her, and the last to finish.
Written by Walter Swinburne. 2 Bold Nephew, Ray Cochrane. 3 Fital, Richard Hills. 4 Sing, Dean McEwen. 5 Generous, Willie Carson. 6 Grumbridge, Pat Edery. 7 Hailsham, Michael Roberts. 8 Jim's Wish, John Reed. 9 Maxim, Alan Munro. 10 Soweto, change of colours there incidentally, Michael Canan. 11 Time for the Blues, Kevin Darley. 12 Tinkins Wood, Steve Cawthon. 13 Beloved Visitor, ridden by Christy Roach. Here's how they bet.
And Maxim, not surprisingly, is favourite, and it's 2 to 1. Fital is 6 to 1 second favourite. Generous, Groombridge, Hailsham, Tinker's Wood and Beloved Visitor, all 8 to 1. Bold Nephew 12s, Soweto 20 to 1, 33 to 1 bar these.
Over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Yeah, and as they break, Bold Nephew's just a little bit slow over on the far side. It's Time for the Blues, but Maxim takes it up in the centre. Generous going with them towards the near side with Fital up there too. Time for the Blues over on the far side. In the centre, Maxim on the near side. Generous with Fital. Those are the leading quartet. Tinkwins Wood showing very good speed too over on the far side, but Maxim has the overall advantage now from Tinkins Wood. Time for the Blues over on the far side. On the near side is Generous with Fital, and also not far behind them is Beloved Visitor, but Maxim just with the advantage now as they race past the halfway mark. It's Maxim from Tinkins Wood on the far side, on the near side Generous, and then still Time for the Blues holding his position over on the far side. Maxim though has a commanding lead now as they race well inside the final 2 furlongs. Alan Munro and Maxim is clear. Alan Munro and Maxim clear from Generous. Then Bold Nephew over on the far side, but Maxim surely has this sewn up 150 yards to run, and Maxim and Alan Munro going to win this clearly from Generous in second as they come to the line. Maxim is the winner, Generous is second, and Bold Nephew is third. Jenkins Wood was 4, and that's the 1, 2, 3, 4 in the Coventry Stakes with a very impressive winner here. Maxim, number 9, owned by Tamdown Limited, trained by Bill O'Gorman and ridden by Alan Munro. Second, number 5, Generous, owned by Mr. Fard Salman, trained by Paul Cole, ridden by Willie Carson. And third was number 2, Bold Nephew, owned by Mr. R.C. Thompson, trained by Richard Hannon, ridden by Ray Cochrane. And fourth was number 12, Tinkins Wood.
First, number 9, Maxim, 2-1
The
favourite.
thing to look for is Maxim running the rail in the orange cap and Mujtahid going with him. But Mujtahid just a little bit slowly and lost a length or so out of the stalls. Maxim, what a professional, out clear by 2. Bold Nephew shows second. Mujtahid is third. The old firm is just outpaced. And Maxim has made the running to success in 4 previous attempts and has a lead of 2 lengths over Bold Nephew, and they've just left Mujtahid a little bit behind in third, and then the old firm back in fourth of the 4, and they're really travelling fast. They come to halfway. Maxim, the favourite, from the front, and Bold Nephew is just hanging for Pat Eddery. You can see Pat tries to get him off the rail, and the horse is not helping Pat at all, and now Mujtahid in the blue comes up on the outside. Maxim still has it though by a length and a half, but Mujtahid puts in a bold swoop, and Mujtahid, as they pass the 2, takes Maxim, and Mujtahid goes on by a length and a half to 2, and it's Mujtahid to home now from Maxim, who's back in second. The old firm third. Bold Nephew could well be lame. They're inside the final furlong. A 1-horse race. That's Mujtahid is clear by 4. Maxim is in second place, struggling, and the Bold Nephew is staying on for a place again, but Mujtahid wins it from Maxim second, a photo third, with the old firm and Bold Nephew, who never really was able to get in a blow effectively in this Anglia Television July Stakes, which has gone to number 3, Mujtahid, owned by Hamdan Al Maktoum, our leading owner this season. This one trained at Newmarket by Robert Armstrong and ridden by Willie Carson, his 98th winner of the season. Second is number 1, Maxim. So the wheel just fallen off momentarily, but that one a length and a half of the good over in the blue jacket, the old firm, and in the green colours, number 2, Bold Nephew, for Pat Eddery, and he was never able to land them.
By Ray Cochrane, 2, Distinctly North, Pat Eddery. 3, Heard a Whisper, Paul Eddery. 4 is Maxim, Alan Munro. 5, Mujadil, Willie Carson. 6, Silver Honda, Michael Roberts, and 7 is Time Gentleman, written by Steve Cawthon, and here's how they bet.
Well, I think most people expected Maxim to be favourite. They weren't disappointed. 9-4, it opened at 2s and gone out just a little. 9-4 now, favourite Maxim. Mujadil is the second favourite at 7-2. That's also drifting a little. Distinctly North, 4-1. Time Gentleman, 4-1. Bold Nephew and Silver Honda, 14s. The outsider Heard a Whisper, 33-1.
As they're all in and they're away. Bold Nephew breaks quite fast towards the left of the picture, and Maxim's very fast away too in the centre. Time Gentleman towards the right of the picture. Maxim from Bold Nephew. Mujadil with the sheepskin noseband moves into third ahead of Time Gentleman. Over on the far side is Heard a Whisper. Distinctly North is tucked in behind them, and it's Maxim blazing the trail as they pass the 4 furlong pole from Mujadil on the rail. On the far side then is Bold Nephew. Behind him comes Silver Honda. Distinctly North trying to make ground towards the outside. Time Gentleman comes next, and tailed off last is Heard a Whisper, and Maxim and Alan Munro make it by about a length and a half from Mujadil. Then Bold Nephew on the outside, then Silver Honda and Distinctly North. Time Gentleman is making ground towards the right of the picture, but as they run down now inside the final furlong and a half, it's Maxim who's clear at the moment. Distinctly North trying to put down a challenge over on the far side. Mujadil on the near side. Distinctly North as the challenger now to Maxim as they race inside the final furlong. It's Maxim from Distinctly North as they race up towards the line. Maxim holding Distinctly North. Alan Munro from Pat Eddery. Maxim is going to win it as they come to the line. Maxim has won it well. Distinctly North is second. Silver Honda is third, just ahead of Time Gentleman. They're in a photo, but Silver Honda was third ahead of Time Gentleman. Mujadil came next, and then Bold Nephew, and finally tailed off last was Heard a Whisper. And so the result of the Scottish Equitable Richmond Stakes is first, number 4, Maxim, owned by Tamdon Limited, trained by Bill Gorman and ridden by Alan Munro. Second was number 2, Distinctly North, owned by Mr. Robert Sangster, trained by Jack Berry and ridden by Pat Eddery. And third was number 6, Silver Honda, owned by E.A. Grimstead and Son, Honda Limited, trained by Clive Britton and ridden by Michael Roberts. Fourth was number 7, Time Gentleman. So
Simp, 2-1 favourite. Second, number 2, Distinctly North, 5-1. And third, number 6, Silver Honda, 12-1. 7 ran.
North 5-1. On 7s, On Tiptoes and Gypsy Fiddler. Then it's Inish Dalla on 8-1. A gap to Pancho's Pearl at 14s. Nora Park on 16. And Brentsville.
Sangster first colours. ready for the Heinz 57 Phoenix Stakes, and they're off. And over towards the right as we look at them, Maxim began quite well, also down Easter Alexa. Over towards the left, Capricciosa showing speed, and up there too, showing good early paces on Tiptoes. And as they race through the first furlong and a half, on Tiptoes is the leader with Capricciosa over on the near side, Maxim distinctly north, and they're followed by Gypsy Fiddler, and already they've gone on some way clear of Inishdala and the rest as they race towards the 3 marker, and it's on Tiptoes. Dean McEwen in the lead, Maxim, Alan Munro on the near rail, between them distinctly north, and a gap then to Capricciosa in 4, but the English trio dominating at this stage. Maxim has the advantage from distinctly north in second. 3 and beginning to weaken is on Tiptoes, Capricciosa 4, then Gypsy Fiddler. They race into the last 2 furlongs now. Maxim being pressed all the time by distinctly north on the outside, and the pair are clear of on Tiptoes. Maxim has the advantage from distinctly north as he races down out of the final furlong. Maxim by half a length, distinctly north won't give in, and they're followed by Capricciosa as they race inside the last half furlong. Maxim distinctly north hanging on grimly on the far side, a gap to Gypsy Fiddler, and then comes making ground Nura Park, but it's Maxim and distinctly north in a battle to the line. Maxim distinctly north on the stand side. It's going to be close as they flash across the line, but Maxim is home just, I would say, from distinctly north. 3 Gypsy Fiddler, 4 Nura Park, and 5 Inishdala. Then on Tiptoes, behind on Tiptoes is Karen's Keeper, and they're followed across the line by Torque and Pancho's Pearl. Capricciosa, who dropped right out down Easter Alexa, and back towards the rear it's Barry's Run. I'm sure it will be a photo, but it looks from our angle as if Maxim may just have shaded it over distinctly.
They're off at 2:34. They're running Wolverhampton at 2:34. Our commentator this afternoon at Wolverhampton is Graham Good. Let's join him. Pace down the centre of the track is Vorian's Time, wide, and on the extreme right, Just John. They come to the first furlong, and next to the rails it's Timeless Time, sharing the pace with Super Space Mate. A length behind these, Poets Cove. Down the centre of the track, Just John is followed by Zephyr Fire and Vorian's Time. They've completed just over 2 furlongs now, and it's Poets Cove, next to the rails, Super Space Mate. In behind these, Timeless Time. Down the centre of the track, Just John keeping up the good gallop, past the 2 pole. Poets Cove, Timeless Time now pulled off the rail and starts to challenge. In behind these, Super Space Mate shows 3rd. Just John down the centre of the track is held in 4. Inside the final furlong, and Poets Cove and Timeless Times looking for room next to the rails. Timeless Times finds it. Timeless Times tries to quicken up. Poets Cove in the yellow sleeves going with him, but Timeless Times wins the argument. Timeless Times, Poets Cove and Super Space Mate.
Result then from Wolverhampton's a win for number 5, Timeless Times. Second was number 3, Poets Cove, and the third there was number 4, Super Space Mate.
And they're off at 3:56. They're running 3:56. Let's join the commentary.
Partly on the outside of the pack, with Machine Dun and Stoneleigh Abbey showing pace. Snowfire's mid-division, followed by Premier Royale. Then Fabricius tucked away, but it's Spine Chiller who leads by 3 parts of a length. Timeless Times on the outside. Machine Dun next to the rails. And the grey is Snow Girl, mid-division at this stage, followed by Fairway Royale and Stoneleigh Abbey and Magical Dream. And Fabricius just a bit outpaced. They're halfway. And it's Timeless Times that's come through now to share the lead with next to the rail Snow Girl. Between those two is Spine Chiller, and these are starting to pull clear of the others. They've got a furlong and a half to go as they race down into the dip. It's Timeless Times with the advantage of a half a length over Spine Chiller. Snow Girl can find no more, and Timeless Times goes on inside the final furlong from Spine Chiller, and Timeless Times quickening away. Snow Girl comes through to take second place close home. Timeless Times from Snow Girl and Spine Chiller.
Result then from Ripon is a win there for number 1, Timeless Times. Second horse was number 9, Snow Girl, and the third was number 4, Spine Chiller.
His record shows you what a bargain he was, for he cost just $15,000, and this incredibly tough 2-year-old has won race after race. In fact, his shrewd handler, Bill Gorman, had sent him out to win 13 of his 14 races, and in the last race at Beverley last night, he was going for win number 14.
Well, none of us were present, but at 7 minutes past 9, Timeless Times, along with 6 others, started for the Grand Waste Cottingham Stakes, and with the help of the film, which we've rushed down for you, and linkside Alan Amy's A Race Form, his commentary in the paper this morning, we can go through it for you. The horse who started slowly there was Bold Elect. Timeless Time is just out of picture at the minute. He's in black, or Alan Munro is in black and gold stripes, black sleeves. Third now, moving up steadily and travelling well. As you can see, they're probably not going much of a gallop. And the fact that only 2 of Timeless Times' 6 rivals were attracted any sort of money, it was 40 to 1 bar 3, indicates just how confidently he was expected to win this. He eventually started 100 to 30 on. Going strongly as they turn into the straight, the pace now taken over by Faustus Ladd, the grey, still not going a particularly noticeably strong gallop, but remember it's quite a sharp bend here at Beverley. As they turn in, Timeless Times has switched to the outside. And John, the point about this, people are saying, oh, he's been winning easy races, but he's done it in a very quick space of time, and he must have a wonderful temperament.
Must. I mean, he does things in such a relaxed way, very much helped by Alan Munro, who makes it look even easier and more stylish than it probably is. But look at him here. He's just going to cruise to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the left of your picture, 3 from the right. And Munro doesn't really have to move.
Just pushes him along. The horse who finishes second, ridden by Mark Birch's Mysterious Glen, he was backed each way and ended up at 8-1. Runs on steadily, finishes second, but Timeless Times has got plenty in hand, and he could well go to the Newmarket July meeting for the Bernard Van Cussum Stakes.
Polish Patriot is the leader. Timeless Times disputing second with Muddy Lane, and on the inside Echo Lady. Then Caliban and Golden Birch are bringing up the rear, but Polish Patriot, after a furlong and a half, has the lead from Timeless Times, showing in second place. And then Golden Birch coming up on the outside. Echo Lady on the inside as they come to the 2 furlong marker, and it's Polish Patriot chased by Timeless Times. These two clear of Golden Birch running on to be third, a furlong and a half out, and Polish Patriot going well in the lead. Timeless Times now driven up to challenge and comes under pressure and draws almost level. Polish Patriot and Timeless Times, and now Timeless Times has his head in front as they run up to the line. Timeless Times going for win number 15, and he's going away with Alan Munro. Timeless Times has won it. Polish Patriot is second, Golden Birch third, and they're well clear.
Another remarkable performance by Timeless Times, winning by 2 lengths there, coming back to 5 furlongs, having already, about 6 weeks ago, won over 7 furlongs. What a remarkably versatile horse. For with me is the man who called that race, who was there last night, John Hammer. John, very impressive, wasn't it?
He was impressive because he looked to have a lot to do about 2 furlongs out. The one in front appeared to be going very, very easily.
And very, very quick pace, the one in front set.
He did, yes. He set a good pace at Goodwood here and only just got home over 6, so he had so much pace they brought him back to 5, and he certainly looked hard to catch, about a furlong and a half out, because Jeff Baxter hadn't moved on.
6 years ago, Providio equalled the juvenile record of 16 wins set by the Bard 99 years previously. Some said that it would take over 100 years for this record to be matched, but just 6 years later it has been. Timeless Times, like Providio, is trained by Bill O'Gorman. When did you first think that Timeless Times was going to be able to run up such a sequence?
Well, I thought he was the right sort of horse from day one, but whether you have to get to about 4 before you start to think, well, he's taking it well mentally, and now we can see. So I think after we'd won our 3rd or 4th, I said to Alan Belshaw, now you've got a horse that might be able to do something, and he's probably good enough to be 3rd or 4th in the Norfolk Stakes, so what do you want to do? So, you know, we decided to try and win as many as we could, but it's no good changing your mind once you've started. You have to.
So you didn't initially, when you first started working in the spring, you didn't initially think he was up to that?
Well, we were working 4 horses in the spring, and he was the worst of the 4. And the others were Maxim, Gold Futures, and a horse that hasn't run called Gold Vein.
2-year-olds can quickly run up a sequence early on in the year. When does this become more difficult?
Well, you probably start to get better 2-year-olds running after the Guineas meeting at Newmarket, so you know, that obviously becomes more of a problem then. It's not that much of a problem with a horse like this, so that he's very fit and he keeps his condition well. I mean, that's half the reason horses don't run up the sequence, because they're not fit. They get tired.
By the 9th of July, Timeless Times had notched up 14 wins out of 16 runs and was given a short break, although that didn't mean he was kept idle.
He does a lot of work, and funnily enough, Providio was the same, very, very gross horse for a little horse. When he was coming back off that break, he galloped the week before he ran, he galloped every day the water gallop was over, 4 days. Every time we had something working, he went with it.
And was Providio very much the same type of horse?
Well, from that point of view, he was an amazingly gross horse, because he was a very wiry-looking horse as well, but we had to virtually... he was stood on shavings and had no hay at all, virtually, and he used to get 1 day walking after he ran and then straight back cantering, and the 4th day had to work.
Timeless Times went to Pontefract in his bid to equal the record. He was sent off only third favourite in a field of 4. How satisfying was equalling the record like that?
Well, it was nice to get there. I wouldn't have liked, you know, it would have been a shame to have failed on 15. Having said that, I've got mixed feelings about, I had mixed feelings anyway about breaking it, because the other horse did it when everybody thought that was quite impossible. When you were trying with this horse, we knew it could be done anyway. So I think that for Presidio, it was a little bit like the first man that ran a 4-minute mile or climbed Everest.
How much of a part has Alan Munro played in his success?
I think he's played a considerable part.
Yeah.
And he's riding very sympathetically, and yeah, I'm sure he's been a big help.
The day after he equalled the record at Pontefract, Timeless Times went to York to try and break it. Putting up a game performance to be third, hopes for a 17th win were dashed when it was discovered later that he'd chipped a knee. After an operation, he is recovering in his box, and it's doubtful that he'll be right in time to run again this season.